Everybody, I'm Lisa from Cube HR and welcome to another of our Monday Mode sessions where we show you how to carry out some typical HR meetings with the help of our friends in businesses. As businesses are looking to return employees to the workplace, they might be met with some objections, and we've covered the basics of these in our return to work meeting demonstration. Today we thought we'd dive further into that employee who just doesn't want to come back no matter what you say. Claire from Cube is going to act as the manager instigating the discussion, and we're joined by Adam from Rush Hair today, who's going to play the part of the reluctant employee. So let's head into the meeting.
Hi Adam, thanks so much for joining me this afternoon. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Great. So at our team return to work meeting the other day, you raised quite a few concerns about returning to work next week. So I just wanted to have a private chat with you to try and answer those questions and maybe alleviate some of those concerns.
So you might remember from our return to work demonstration that we mentioned if employees had specific issues about returning, it would be better to discuss these in private with them so they don't spread their fears or negativity to other employees.
So do you want to just explain to me what your reservations are about coming back to work?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm probably scared of catching coronavirus. I mean, they've been telling us for months and months to stay away from work and everyone, and now they've changed their mind. I'm not really convinced it's safe.
I do understand that, and I want to reassure you that our team are so important to us. Your safety is really our first concern. So let me explain to you a bit more about some of the safety measures that we've put in place.
So you may have already covered your COVID-19 risk assessment at your team meeting, but go through it again. Invite questions about any of the measures that you've put in place and demonstrate how these measures will keep your employees safe and well.
Does that make you feel a little bit safer about coming back?
I suppose so. I mean, I don't have a car and I don't want to get on the bus. It's just not safe.
I understand that. So let's see if there's any way that we can help.
So while strictly speaking, it's not up to you how your employees travel to and from work. This is a genuine concern that people will have, and you need to try and find ways to help them. Do they live near enough to be able to walk or use a bike? Can they get a cab? Can you change their working hours so that they could avoid the bus or the train at peak travel times? Let's assume that Claire and Adam have now resolved this problem.
Have you any other concerns, Adam?
Yeah, well, my mum's got, she's shielding, she's really poorly, she's been having chemo.
I'm really sorry to hear that. Do you live with your mum?
No, but obviously I don't want to risk coming into contact with the virus and then her passing it on. I have been dropping off shopping there every other week or so.
So if Adam lived with his vulnerable mum, he would be covered under the shielding process, at least until the end of July when shielding measures are being relaxed. However, that's not the case here. So we need to explore the level of contact that's being had with his mum or the vulnerable person in question. The NHS and government are still offering support for food deliveries for vulnerable people. Can you help Adam explore this option? To be fair, he probably still wants to see his mum, so talk through it. It's really understandable that Adam's worried about his mum, so do all that you can to help alleviate his concerns. We're going to assume that Claire and Adam have had a really in-depth chat about that, and Adam's mind's now been put at rest.
Okay, so hopefully that sets your mind at rest a little bit. Is there anything else that you want to discuss?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm still not coming back to work. I mean, I'm not sending my kid back to school yet.
Is the school still closed?
No, I've been told he can go back in, but I just don't want to send him. I don't want him catching it from other kids.
Now, this is a tricky one. So on one hand, you need to understand Adam's wish to keep his child away from school, but equally his eligibility for furlough will no longer apply for reasons of childcare, as it's his choice not to send his child back. You might need to explore other options here, such as unpaid parental leave, holidays, or see if you can work with Adam to offer suitable hours to work around his childcare needs.
Okay, Adam, I'm glad we've resolved all of that. As you know, we're not sure yet how many days we're going to need you in. So what we're going to do is each Friday we'll tell you your working pattern and what that's going to look like in the following week.
I mean, to be fair, that's not really going to work for me. I mean, over the next couple of weeks, I've got some appointments scheduled. I'm going to go to a friend's house for a barbecue. Plus my kid has got a couple of play dates scheduled.
So at first, Adam's concern were genuine. There was genuine risks and problems that he was worried about, and we worked through all of those. But this last objection definitely needs nipping in the bud. Furlough isn't a holiday. Your employee must remain available for work during a period of furlough or flexible furlough. If they need time off for appointments or social engagements, they need to take annual leave. If after all of your discussions and your reassurances that you've put in place safety measures, your agreement or compromise on travel and childcare, your employee still refuses to work after all that, it could be considered a failure to follow a reasonable management request, and they'd also be in breach of the contract if they fail to attend, and you might need to consider taking formal disciplinary action. Of course, we'd always recommend doing everything possible first to avoid this and seek advice before you do take any disciplinary action. Make sure you take notes of your discussions, and it's worth backing up the key points and any agreements you might make in writing so it's clear what's expected of the employee and what they can expect of you in return. This is a really uncertain time for everybody, and each individual has their own set of reasons for not wanting to return. It's important that you take the time to work through each of these, and if you need any help at all, please give us a shout and we'll be happy to help you.